of Change News.
This is Voice of Change Radio News with Amanda Kumalo. A look at stories making the headlines. President donates wheelchairs to PWDs. In business news, investors show interest in solar energy. In regional and international news, displacement crisis deepens as Al-Qaida and Islamic State groups drive insecurity in Mali. In sports news, it's back to school for Division 1 coaches. The news in detail. President Mnangagwa yesterday donated wheelchairs to people living with disabilities in Bulawayo as the Second Republic is leaving no one and no place behind in its inclusive development agenda. The president launched the country's national disability policy on June 9, 2021 in Harare with support from various stakeholders including the United Nations. The policy sets standards for the inclusion of PWDs in all aspects of life, thereby serving as a central policy framework on disability across all sectors, including the public, private, and development sectors. President Mnangagwa's donation was a follow-up to last year's Zimbabwe National Disability Expo, which was held in Marondera. Agri for She, a multifaceted program championed by the First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, has become an integral part of farming in Manicaland, scaling up sustainable food and nutritional security, income opportunities for value addition, and development of agro-business value chains in rural areas. Rural women in Manicaland have embraced it to promote livelihoods and transform their lives, thereby reducing the income gap between them and their urban counterparts. The initiative dovetails well with Vision 2030, in which an increase in agriculture production and productivity, especially by smallholders, to ensure food security and enhance income is crucial. A look at business news. There has been overwhelming interest in solar energy investments that will help ease the current power shortages after government guaranteed investors of power purchase agreement that will see more than 1,000 megawatts onto the national grid. Finance and Economic Development Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube has said. This comes as the Second Republic, led by President Mnangagwa, steps up efforts to end current power challenges through the adoption of a cocktail of measures which mainly hinge on increasing local power development that is expected to ensure the country achieves its national goals as projected by Vision 2030, anchored by the National Development Strategy 1. Moving on to what is happening beyond our borders. The security situation in Mali is worsening. The United Nations Secretary General highlighted key findings of a new report on the Sahelian country that was circulated on Monday. Al-Qaida and Islamic State extremist groups are driving insecurity in central Mali and continue to clash near populated areas in the northern Gao and Menaka regions, the United Chief Secretary said in a new report. Antonio Guterres said the level and frequency of incidents of violence remain exceptionally high, with attacks by violent extremist groups against civilians accounting for the majority of documented human rights abuses. And finally, in sports, the ZIFA Northern Region Division 1 League coaches will have an opportunity to fully understand the game's laws and learn the new trends in football coaching when they convene for a high-level coaching course at the ZIFA village on Wednesday. The refresher course runs up to Sunday. It is meant for the region's head coaches and first assistant coaches. That ends this news bulletin.
Voice of Change News.